What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Next Level Teaching. I'm your host, Jeremy Anderson, here with my super dope co-hostess with the mostest, Miss Tori Rodriguez, a.k.a. T-Rod. How you feeling?
Good. How are you, Jay?
Great. Glad to be back. Part 2
with Miss Kelly Byrd.
Come on.
She has been throwing out some serious
gems.
Yes. Okay. Like just some good stuff.
She's Teacher of the Year for a reason, for sure.
For real.
Thank you.
Real. And I love what you were talking about last time about working from 8 to 4 and really sticking with that, but also treating your students like your kids.
Yes.
And how important it is to like let the kids know I love you and I want what's best for you. And I'm going to treat you like you're one of my own.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would I want my child to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How would I want them to move forward?
Well, and I'll say as a single gal, like for me, it has been, you are my children. My students ask me all the time, Miss Rod, you married? You have kids? And I'm like, yeah, I have kids. I have a couple hundred.
Right.
Because over my, past like 9 years of teaching, you are my children. Yes, I also have 2 4-legged children that are very sweet and cuddly, but you are my child and I will call you my child.
Yes.
Because I want you to know that that's the affection I feel for you.
That's that love.
Yeah.
And when I go to schools and speak, it's weird. It's like I can almost tell the little girls that don't have a father at home. Because the ones that walk by and say, thank you for your speech, I'm like, okay, cool. They got a dad. But the ones that feel compelled to come and give me a hug, I'm like, I get that. The ones that feel those emotions and they look for that father connection, I can tell that. You know what I'm saying? The same way with little boys. You got some that give me dap in a pound, then you got some that want to give me a hug. I can tell like they're lacking that. So, I feel like, for a lot of educators, it's just important that we say, okay, for some of you, I'm going to be, of course, a teacher, like maybe like a little bit of a counselor, a little bit of a parent, a little bit of sergeant in arms, you know what I'm saying? To give you what you need to keep you structured and keep you focused. And I believe, what's made you so successful over these years and in 2021, Teacher of the Year,
21,
is you really incorporating as well, right?
Yes.
You're beyond PBIS, your spirit, your personality, your love for the kids.
Yes.
But now that you've mixed in that framework of PBIS, and in this episode, for all of our listeners and viewers, is sponsored by PBIS Rewards, right? And so it's something we believe in. Before we even built this partnership here at Next Level Teaching, Kelly, it's important for you to know, like, we believed in the PBIS framework. Brian, one of our team members that we were able to steal from a middle school, he was there, amazing. He taught us about PBIS, science teacher for years, teacher extraordinaire. And we put that framework in our K through 12 SEL character curriculum because we know the importance of it.
Yeah.
And so we want to go a little bit deeper into the art of PBIS. I know Tori has a number of questions.
Yeah. Okay.
We want to go into the art of PBIS and what you do day to day and some of your different belief systems.
Okay.
Well, I think one thing that we were kind of just touching on is like what kids are seeing at home, what their life is like at home as well. And so I think as teachers, we realize that we can't control what's going on in their home, but we can help encourage things.
Yes.
And so I want to talk to you about what that looks like. What does your relationship look like with kids outside of school to a certain extent or their families? And also, have you found any ways to help implement PBIS with the parents to get them working on it at home as well? Because I think that if we can partner, right? When as teachers, when we take like one of our surveys, what's the word that they use? The
climate survey?
Well, it's like the teachers, students, parents, and then people in the community as well. Thank you. That's my word. All of the stakeholders involved, right? And so it's not just about us and the student.
No.
Right? It's about so much more than that. And so how do we get those parents also on board and working with some of those PBIS things? Because yes, the students are with us for most of their day, their waking day, but there's still so much that goes on at home that parents can be doing to help us.
So some things that I have incorporated and some things that I do since I was, began teaching. One thing is I will come to your house.
Ooh, I'm here for it.
I'm not going to say, can you come up here? Because sometimes parents, I'm at work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, Kelly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We all
Yes.
about the next level,
Yes.
and that's
No.
next
That
level.
is.
Because most teachers will call or send the email.
No,
You said I'm gonna pull up
coming
on
over.
you.
I'm coming over. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Pull up on me.
Because I want you to know how important your education
Come on.
is.
I
Yeah.
love
And
that.
you're gonna remember me coming over to your house.
I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Are you announcing? Are you showing
I'm a
up?
no knock.
Oh yeah.
I'm not announcing.
Yeah.
You know, I might let you know. I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna sit on your couch and I'm gonna eat dinner with you and we're gonna have a whole conversation.
Oh, that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Yes, I just went over to somebody's house the other day. So yes. And so ways I get parents involved is like I have one student who you have to have mandatory homework. It's no getting around it.
Right.
I made him a form and your parent has to sign it.
Yeah.
When your parent signs, thank you for being responsible. You've earned points for that, you
Yeah.
know? So, and that's also making sure the parent is reinforcing what I would like for you to do. I need this person to work on some homework. I need
Yeah.
you to make sure that you supervising that they doing some homework.
Yeah.
You signed off, said that you know what I'm saying, you did everything
Yeah.
on your side, you
Yeah.
know? And so that helps me on my side.
Yeah.
So, students earn rewards when their parents like sign their progress reports. You know, and for that one particular student, that I have to incorporate some different strategies to help him move along. You know, and I like to let parents know, look, I have kids too.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got kids in school too.
Yeah.
And sometimes my kids don't make the best choices.
Yeah.
They just didn't
Facts.
get caught, you know, and end up at an alternative school. But mine are not perfect. And I'm human just like you human. You
Right.
have your job, I have my job.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
my profession is just teaching. It doesn't
Yeah.
make me any better than you.
Yeah.
You know?
So I want your advice and take on this, right? So whenever I'm doing professional development with schools, whether it's just with teachers or the whole district, there's one principle I teach them on is when they're having challenges. Typically, you start a school year, you have some challenges with students, and it's like now you want to call the parents. So what I tell them to do is get ahead of it. Because
Yes.
we smart.
Yes.
We in the classroom. And it's the first day, second day, by third day of school, you have an idea of who's going to get on your nerves, who's going to drive you crazy, who's
Yep.
going to be disruptive, who
Yep.
the leaders are, who the ringleaders are.
Yeah.
Get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Claiborne, Jeremy here. Hey, I just want to let you know
She
something
said,
here.
we gonna
Right.
roll up on
Right.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Because
but that's cool.
sometimes I just need one student to say she came over to my house.
And then
Right.
they all.
Now,
a
I'm
wrap.
gonna say this, right? That's next level.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. There are some teachers that might not feel comfortable.
Yes.
There are some that might not be about their life. I just want you to speak on the art of just saying before it's a problem, hey, Miss Claiborne, I noticed some things about Patrick. He's obviously a leader, and I just want you to know
Yes.
I'm committed to his success.
Yes.
What he do? What Patrick do? Nothing.
Yes.
He didn't do anything.
Anything.
I just wanted to introduce myself, and hopefully we can keep the lines of communication open because I'm committed to his success this year.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
as a parent, when we
Yes.
get that call that says your child did something wrong, we hear you've been a bad parent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think there's value in getting ahead of it
Ahead of it.
before there's an
100%.
issue.
Yeah.
And then they come to school like, yo, she called. Hey, I talked to your teacher today. That kid be like, what did he say?
Right.
Nothing that
Oh, no.
that you're great. And
Right.
that they're expecting it for a great school year.
Yeah.
And so I found myself giving that advice.
Yes.
Now that next level is to pull up to the house.
Yes.
Yes.
But that is more so the approach I've always shared is more so before it's a challenge or if you see it's a challenge.
Yeah.
That way you have a chance to build that bridge with that parent.
With the parent,
before
before it get
there's
there.
an issue.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna pull up on you.
And I just
Yes.
want a disclaimer real quick that there are some districts out there that do not allow teachers to make home visits. Like it's a counselor only that's allowed to do it, or it's an administrator only. Like I know the county that I taught in, we weren't allowed to do home visits without a counselor and administrator there. So let me just throw that out there as well.
Oh
Like,
yeah, don't come back and let's be like Tori
No.
said.
yeah, no.
And let me also say that my intention is never to go in your home.
Yes.
I knock and I walk about 3, 4, 5 steps
Yeah.
back because I need the whole neighborhood to
Right,
see,
right,
you know,
right,
and I need you to
right.
come out and talk
Right,
to me. I'm
right.
not, my intentions is never to go
to
into
push
your
your way in,
home.
yes.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
want you to know that I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm
And I'm
committed.
here for your student.
Yeah.
And, you know, we need to work on how we can make them better to,
Yeah.
you know, move on in life. And it's important. I still have some students from Detroit was like, do you still go over students' house? I'm like, and you remember that.
Yeah, if I need to,
Yeah.
what's up?
You remember that though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I'll say, Jay, what you were talking about, like turning it around and coming like beforehand, that is something that one of my mentors taught me. She is actually a former police officer. And she's one of my favorite people to learn from. She is hysterical when it comes to having conversations with kids in the hallway that were maybe acting a fool. And she just is very like matter of fact about things. And I think that comes from some of her police training, which is just, I just stand around the corner and kind of watch and learn, but also giggle a little bit.
Right.
Cause they like, what am I getting myself into? But she also is great about that. That was one thing that she taught me. I actually requested to be on her team for her to be the language arts teacher on my team one year, because I was like, I want to learn from this. She was a teacher of the year teacher. And shout out to Cindy Cordero. And I mean, she would at the beginning of the school year call parents, and for the kids that were ones that she was concerned about after like day 1 or 2, if she saw them doing something great, she would go ahead and make that phone call day 1. And by the end of the first 2 months of the school year, she had called every single parent. And we're talking about this middle school, y'all. We're talking about 120,
130
plus
students.
kids. Yes. And that was something that she taught me, because yes, it's going to take a lot of work on the front end, but on the back end of things, when you at the end of the school year and everyone acting a hot mess, your kids are not, because you've already made that relationship. You've already established that relationship with the parents. So now the parent's on your side.
And you continue to call.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, and my favorite is like, Belinda, I got Belinda on speed dial over here.
Oh, let me text your mom.
Yes.
Listen, they don't want that smoke.
And that's the thing. Like, oh my gosh, Belinda and I were friends.
Yes.
I loved her.
And that's why I tell myself, I love your mom.
Yes.
You know?
They shook.
Yes.
Imagine when that child first comes home and they say, I talked to your teacher today, they heart finna stop.
Yes.
But then when they realize, oh, you didn't tell on me. But then you be like, hey, I don't want, when they come to school, now don't make me have a different conversation with your mama.
Yeah.
It hits differently. Like I see great things inside you, and I'm committed to doing whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I need to pull up on you, then I will. Amazing.
And I'll say my mom's school, one thing that they do that I absolutely love is they do positive referrals. So just like how you can get like an administrative referral and you go to ISS or OS, whatever level you're on at that point, and you get called out of class, right, from the front office, and they say, report to so-and-so's office, right, whoever it is, and the whole class goes, ooh,
yes.
right? Her school, the kids don't ooh and ah, because they don't know if it's a positive or a negative or a behavior. Like they don't know what kind it is, because they do positive referrals
as
well. And I think that is such a beautiful thing to do, because it does then change the environment a little bit. So you don't get those oohs and you don't get those, oh, so-and-so is in trouble. You don't know if they're in trouble or if they just did something amazing and they got a phone call home because they were phenomenal in class and they were exceptional in the cafeteria and helped someone pick up their tray that they dropped or whatnot. You have no idea.
It could be praise or it could be a reprimand.
Yes.
Or
you have no idea.
They have a question for the student. I have a question for you. What advice would you give to a first year teacher or someone that's been teaching maybe a couple of years and they're kind of new to it, and then they might have even came into it in the midst of the pandemic? What advice would you give them there?
Oh, the midst of the pandemic. So as I was speaking with my husband, we were talking about like students that are in 6th grade right now. They haven't been in school since 4th grade.
Yep.
So I would most definitely tell someone patience is very necessary.
Yeah.
Also, making sure you acknowledge the behaviors you want to see.
Yeah.
Constantly.
And that's that positive behavior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Constantly acknowledge, oh, thank you so much. I like how you pushed your chair under. It could be the smallest things, but constantly reinforcing the behaviors that you want to see and acknowledging when they do that.
Yeah.
So patience and making sure that you acknowledge what the behaviors are that you want to have in your classroom. Yeah.
I have a question for you about sometimes getting them to do that. Are you the kind that asks them to go back and try it again? So like, I was always taught at the beginning of the school year when you're trying to teach whatever it is, all the different, I can't use my brain today. Sorry. But like just all the different things that we're trying to teach them, right? Whether it's walking in the hallway correctly or pushing in their chairs, all of the different things that we're trying to teach them that are not math related,
Correct.
right? Just being a human being, being a student. Are you the kind that has them go back and try it again if they can't do it the first time?
I'm not, but it's the way that I stated.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much for pushing your chair under. They didn't do it, but
Now we gonna go back and do
thank
it.
you so much for pushing your chair under. And then they look and say, oh, well, let me go push my chair under.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know?
You thank them before.
Yes.
Yes.
And it probably works the same. Hey, great. I like the way you push a chair in, Sabrina. Now Patrick's like, I want attention.
Yes.
I promise you that would have been me.
Yes.
I cut a fool. Now listen to me. I'm talking about an FOOL.
Yes.
FOOL
Yeah.
in school because I wanted the attention.
Yes.
But I would typically get it when I was doing something negative.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes PBIS so refreshing.
Yes.
It's like, man, we about to reinforce this positive behavior.
behavior.
We're about
Yes.
to reward the positive behavior. We're about to highlight the positive behavior and support and affirm that. And that's going to bring out the greatness inside those
Well,
kids.
and I hate to say this because it's going to sound like we train in and talking about students like they're not human beings. But at the same time, when you are training a dog, for example, right? I have a pup that I got last Christmas. And we went to fetch yesterday, a dog park here in Atlanta, and she did so good. And I realized it's because of all of the positive behavior training that I've been doing with her, right? Like every time she does something correct, it's yes.
Right.
She gets that or she gets that treat right away. And I trained her by just feeding her kibble. The food, and it doesn't have to be something special, right?
No.
It doesn't have to be, in her case, like freeze-dried kidney or whatever, it doesn't have to be like something fancy.
Right.
It's just kibble. And same thing with our kids. We don't have to feed them candy every single time they do something great,
Yeah.
right?
And that's where our PBIS rewards come in because
Yes.
you're earning points.
Yes.
And with
Right.
those points, you get to use them on a daily basis
Right.
Yes.
at our school.
Yes.
So you are being rewarded
That's
for
the kibble.
good things
Yes.
that you're doing,
Yes.
you know. And it gets to the point where they trying to stack their points up, you know,
Yeah.
because you have special rewards that you can earn,
Yes.
you know, with your points, with your PBIS points.
And so you can take the reference of how you train a dog, but it's the same like in the corporate world.
Yeah,
You
it
know what I'm
is.
saying? Like you get rewards the more you use your card. Your
Yes,
credit card.
your credit
Think about
card,
it.
yes.
The more I fly, I get rewards where I can be dealt to gold or silver or bronze, then diamond and platinum.
Yeah.
It's like you're being rewarded for
Yes.
doing what you're really supposed to do. I'm supposed to just
Boy
fly.
on that platinum,
Right.
ain't he?
Oh, diamond. Yeah, yeah, stop playing. You know what I'm saying? But like, I get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
And so it's really the same thing. But unfortunately, 20, 30 years ago, that was not in the
No.
educational space. So
No.
now we're saying, hey, what worked in corporate America? What worked in relationships with adults? Come on, let's be real honest. There's some husbands, there's certain things you do. It might be a special reward your wife's going to show you. And vice versa, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, but that same mindset
Right.
Yeah.
when it comes to, hey, I see what you're doing. I saw your intent.
Yes.
I acknowledge it. I appreciate that. Like that right there is
Yes.
special.
So no, go ahead.
And it was just creating a positive environment for students.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that when they come in, it's already, we set it off. We have a positive environment. Good morning. How are you? How was your evening last
Yes.
night?
Treat
you
them
know-
like people.
You're talking about
Yes.
energy now.
Yes.
How important is energy in the classroom?
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
What you give is what you get.
I have a whole poster that says you are responsible for the energy you bring into the room.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So you're setting the standard at the very beginning of the school year.
Soon as
you're
you
not,
come in.
You're not waiting to try to figure
No.
out what's the personality of this class. It's y'all's responsibility to figure out what's the personality and
What's our
dynamics
vibe
of my
gonna be?
class.
Yeah.
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 So I was going to ask, because we were talking about rewards, and I think that one thing that people maybe wonder is like, what are some of the rewards that your students get through PBIS? Because I've heard different things. I've experienced different things. I know there's different levels,
Yes.
right? So talk to us about some of those that you guys use at your school and the things that you've seen most successful.
Oh, well, PBIS Rewards is all successful at our school. So every day during, you get to earn break.
Okay.
Okay. And so when you earn break, that's because you've been meeting your goals for the week, you get to go to our break area and we have a snack bar.
Okay.
So you get to use at most 30 points a day.
Okay.
And we have a range of different snacks that you can get.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm
this is where they
assuming
come-
Takis are in there.
Takis,
that's
Skittles,
it.
Snickers.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
we have
Flamin' Hot
we have a
Cheetos.
plethora of things that you can use with your points. Also, if students can get outside food. Like
Okay.
we have a little menu like, oh, you can get a $5 Little Caesars, or we're going to Taco Bell, or it was the Dairy Queen. So you have to have so many points
That's brilliant.
to earn the outside food. Playing basketball outside. You can use your points to go outside, for 15 minutes and play outside,
Yeah.
So
and the PBIS Rewards apps has all the data
all
to track that.
to track it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
That's
just
so
go and
good.
click. They get to earn points to listen to music.
Yeah.
So that's 20 points
That's
a day,
Yep.
So,
That's
if
good.
you have to, and then it gives them, they have to start calculating and thinking about, where do I want to use my points? That's
Yeah.
the math in it.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
so, you got 30 points. Do you want to spend all on some cookies? Or do you want to break it down into the
Do you wanna
smaller
wait?
things?
Yeah.
Or do you want to save them?
Yeah.
I want to listen to music every day. So that's going to be 100 points. Plus I want to go and get a snack every day.
Yeah.
That's 30 points.
Yeah.
So they kind of calculating and counting.
Yeah.
And, so
I-
that's the part I like.
And I feel like that's like training for them on how to move, how to operate, what to expect.
Finances.
Right.
Finances.
But now it's like on the flip end with the teachers and the staff, like
where I
the
was
training on them. Like how important is professional development for you? And how vital has that been, attending conference or webinars or seminars to make sure that you're sharp? How important has that been for you?
Very important. And just after I received my Teacher of the Year award, I wanted to get into professional development and presenting. And
love
so, because I was like,
love it.
I have this reward. I mean, it's award. What do I do with it now?
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
just be a title. Like,
Yeah.
where do I go? How do I use this to move forward?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I am into PBIS. I am also into professional development.
Yeah.
I want to get better. At my craft all the time. What
Yeah.
else can I do? What else
Yeah.
can I learn?
We're constantly growing as people. Absolutely.
Yeah, and even as us as a brand and as a company, with Next Level Teaching and our Next Level Students curriculum, I feel like our partnership with PBIS Rewards made so much sense because our values align.
Yeah.
It's all about moving the needle. How can we help support these students? Well, we help support them by helping support the teachers. And I asked about the importance of professional development for you because they have their conference coming up. I believe
Yes.
it's June 13th and 14th.
14th.
I'll be speaking on the 13th. You know what I'm saying?
Congrats.
So excited. It's my second year. I'll be giving the keynote, but I know it's going to be life-changing.
Yeah.
And so to all of our, our listeners in our community and everybody watching, I do want to stress the importance, and maybe you can speak to that, of just being in that space and getting that insight, getting that knowledge, getting your sword sharpened, getting poured into, getting encouraged, getting motivated, and getting the training so that we can be as strong as we're supposed to be for our kids. Because at the end of the day, everything we do is for student achievement.
Yeah.
That's why we created our Next Level Students curriculum. We wanted student achievement to rise.
Yeah.
That's why we partner with PBIS Rewards. That's why I'm a supporter of PBIS, because I know it's going to help student achievement to rise. So can you speak to anybody that might be on the fence, or how it's been for you attending events like this?
It has been great. I mean, you learning new things. You can't take everything from everybody, but you try to pick out the things
It's like
that
a
I think
buffet.
is going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What am I going to?
I'll take some mac and cheese. I'm going to skip the potato salad, though.
What can I use that's going to help
I'm
me
hungry.
based
I know.
on me, the energy I want to bring,
Yeah.
the positivity I want to, put into my students.
Yeah.
So, just taking knowledge from other people and trying to see how you can use it with how you move, is most important. And then, it's always about the success of the students.
That's it. At the end of the day.
That's the end of bottom of it all is, how can I make my students successful? How can I help you?
Yeah.
Speaking of successful, you think you're going to be successful with Tori's next segment?
I
Let's see
know,
how
because
successful
I've
with some
listened
real
and I'm
go.
looking like I won't be able to answer that question.
You like that segue, though, right?
This is good.
This has
Don't
been
worry.
great.
Rag
We
got me
went
some
deep.
new
Let's have
questions.
fun now.
Okay, let me
I'm
try.
excited.
Let me
Rapid
try.
fire, for those of y'all that don't know. Rapid
yes.
fire. Yep.
Pew, pew, pew. All right, we ready? I need 60 seconds on the clock. Wait, I got it. Here we go on my watch. Thank you, Apple. All right.
No pressure, but it's tens of thousands of
What's your
people
favorite
watching.
month?
August.
Oh, okay.
Mine too.
What is your go-to lazy dinner? This is my favorite question.
Oh, my go-to I'm gonna either do cereal or I'm gonna do Polish sausage and onions.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Do you think you would make a good spy?
Yes.
Are you stealthy?
I'm nosy.
I'm nosy.
I love it.
I'm trying to figure it out.
All right. Are you a cannonball into the pool or a tiptoe first kind of gal?
Yeah, I'm tiptoeing.
Oh, girl.
I'm not good at swimming, so.
Okay, there we go.
Just get right on in with it. Okay. Would you ever skydive?
Yes.
Wow. Have you?
But you wouldn't
No, I have
cannonball
not.
in the pool. That's deep. All right, next one. I'm sorry. We're taking up your time.
Okay. What is humanity's worst quality? Ooh, I got deep.
Yeah, you got real deep.
I got real deep. I got deep, but it's a
Yeah.
good one. I chose it.
Yeah, you stumped me on that one.
All right, let's go to the first time.
Okay. What's your favorite movie genre?
I'm kind of a comedy, drama.
All right, and then last one as my watch is going off, because we talked about it earlier. How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet.
Okay.
Flat.
I'm talking about all 5, all 60 inches. Stop playing.
Look at you doing some math.
Oh, you feel me? That's all you're going to get from me. Man, Kelly, it's been so good having you on.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
are
appreciate
like a
you all
breath of fresh
having
air.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Some
Yeah.
great insight in there. And I love, I know that there are a lot of teachers out there that feel like they're struggling right now.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
it's been all over, like teacher TikTok and all the things. But I love that you in 2017 felt that difficulty, right? You felt that struggle.
Yes, I
and you
did.
said, okay, let's try something else.
Let me move
Let's
on.
make a change. And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it just, you need to shift, whether it's stepping into instructional coaching, or maybe it's stepping into just another district or another classroom or something else, right?
Yep.
Like just making a small change
Yes.
That's it.
can still keep you in education where you know that you're supposed to be.
Yes.
That's it.
And yet make a difference in
Make a
your life
difference,
and in
yes.
your heart and in your head, honestly.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you
So.
for your heart, as Tori
Yeah.
says, your passion, your energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Girl, got some great
in
energy.
21
Thank you.
years in the educational space, that's amazing.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah. Will you come back on the show?
I will if you have me.
Absolutely,
we will,
girl.
for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yes.
Go put it, lock her in.
Yep.
Shout out to our partners at PBIS Rewards. Y'all check out the website, PBISrewards.com. We
Yeah.
hope you all enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to see you at the conference June 13th. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Peace, guys.
Yeah.
That's it.